in the light heavyweight class. Bivol is 3 years younger than Chilemba. He gives up a couple of inches.
He's the WBC International Light Heavyweight Champion, Isaac Golden Boy Chilemba. Champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Touch gloves, good luck.
Skill and in talent, if not in resume.
At the voice, of course, of the omnipresent Max Keller.
I don't think it's good. I don't think his size, other than maybe to absorb some of these power shots.
For Kovalev, if ultimately they meet, and you can see it.
Even when Chilemba's first, he's being induced to be first to go. There was a good exchange of jabs that shows what we're talking about here.
Backed into a corner by Bivol. Left hook, right hook.
Chilemba also a really well-schooled, awkward fighter, came by what you would really consider a landed punch, like a flush land. In tough against Alvarez. I mean, that's a later,
very close decision to later Alvarez, the man who'll be facing Kovalev.
It's so rare, of athletically gifted and also highly skilled. Oftentimes it works quickly. And that's trouble for a boxer like Chilemba, who needs. In fact, what I see from Bivol here is he's getting in between Chilemba's numbers. Chilemba's bounces. Bivol comes in and rakes him with a left jab. Balance is really good. Distance is really good.
And upstairs and another hard left hook to the body by Bivol. Showing a lot of variety in his attack.
He has a tougher assignment, I think, tonight than Bivol is having.
Just a terrific offensive fighter, but also a competent defender, and he lands another. Exactly, and you just saw the hard left hook for Bivol in that last exchange, and all trouble left, or excuse me, Bivol originally born in Kyrgyzstan. Bivol steps in to look for an early stop. And Bivol opponents have now landed in single digits. A much harder shot.
Look, see, Bivol's not there for Chilemba to hit.
The punches by Bivol. Another tremendous left hook.
Keep off me, jab. And then the jab hits air, and now Chilemba's open. I can't say I recall one clean shot from
a single weekday in their living rooms. And it's always our privilege to have him on HBO's
Bivol's
hard right hand upstairs. He's bouncy, he's athletic, he's vibrant, he's energetic, he's fast, he's moving all the time. Unlike Kovalev, who never really made it to Russian, I am raised Russian, I am Russian in offense. That is his defense, but it is forbidding. You just don't get in many chances. Two gyms, primarily in LA, Wild Card and Legends, where there are outstanding sparring partners, not yet to the point of 10-8.
Jim, I don't mean by CompuBoxing. Is really an issue here. I think Chilemba's whole fight is about...
In some way forced Bivol to hesitate about firing those dynamic power shots.
Yeah, kind of in between the numbers, you can do something with his legs. All he has to do is make a little move with his upper body backward, and the jab hits air. And then oftentimes in the past, and Chilemba has no answer so far.
By my count,
first by Bivol, so it's really Bivol dictating the action.
Hard left hook to the body by Bivol.
Deflected by Bivol's hands, or like that, for example. If you're in a fight, and that's a tough opponent. So he, in his last several fights against elite fighters, Bivol's distance and timing are exquisite to become the most skillful fighters. He's a fast, twitchy, hard, superior timing, rhythm.
Another hard left hook for Bivol.
And watch how he takes that little bounce in, and he is varying the speed and the power of this shot.
He lands up good. Left hook lands up good. So Chilemba.
Yeah, like that jab that Chilemba threw. You want to say it grazed Bivol, okay.
We're going to try to count him 20, okay? But now we're going, huh?
Oh, we're going to pick it up a last round.
And guess what? When you get close to him, he can't fight at all. So you're going to walk on there and take after the right, get on close to him, but keep working. Tell him don't break.
Вот когда у канатов, он, видишь, пытается сразу сократить, схватить, реваншировать.
He leads with the left hook, and it's doing a tremendous amount of damage.
Michael Spinks was fast and just an enormous puncher at light heavyweight. But what Roy can do in the corner is to fight him from here on like that. Either you won't be here in the end or we'll get the victory.
Historically, through the years, Max,
I have a feeling one of those is coming pretty soon.
the one big knockout shot.
Weathered at least the first storm from Bivol, and now he's fighting back in such a way that it appears that Chilemba's able to keep up. Told us, Jim, yesterday, that every time he goes to the guys were much bigger light heavyweights than Bivol.
A lot of great knockout punchers whose major weapon was really the left hook. Sometimes when trainers aren't around to train the fighter, Amber will do that.
Hit him in the back. What's your chance to win? At least give yourself a chance to win. In Bivol's case,
the trainer has to be promotional in the corner, and sometimes he has to tell the truth. Selling Isaac Chilemba on how to stay in here and compete, and Bivol has not been able the learning process here tonight for young Bivol.
Rhythm and opening up a little more. Can he make a beautiful fight? Not just a dominant
Kovalev to go the distance, even though Kovalev floored him early and dominated the fight.
Obviously, most of it is to get the guy prepared for the fight, training.
Isaac Chilemba is tough. If he weren't tough, he wouldn't still be in there.
Bivol is very dangerous. He's having some success when he actually usually beats the left hook to the target. It's a straight punch, shortest distance between 2 points. It is curious to me that Bivol is encountering when he's also seems to me to be the better defensive fighter.
Well, and I don't think so again.
With Bivol being better at all the things Chilemba. Well, Chilemba's also...
He throws a good hard left jab, but watch the hook. He's got
That's right.
For a while, it was
There you go.
lightning quick with his hands.
This kind of fusillade he's taken early on, particularly from Bivol's left hook.
And if you
Chilemba's left hand below his waist, I wonder why Dmitry Bivol doesn't fire away.
at crossroads in the fight. And that's what Roy was trying his best to do.
60 to 54 on Harold Letterman's unofficial scorecard. There's a right hand. I'm wondering if he's cutting it a little too fine, trying to be perfect. There's a right hand over the top by Bivol.
Very well-timed right hand. Seemed to hit Bivol on the chin and nothing happened. Can Chilemba possibly do? But through his toughness and
Anyway, 4-0, Dmitry Bivol.
I agree with Harold that the hook is but Spinks and like Bob Foster and those kind of
Boxing fans tend to think of great knockout punchers in terms of
make him feel confident enough to continue that success. You know,
there's another right hand.
it may hasten his demise to open up. And Chilemba's following.
Shot.
And he doesn't want to make any mistakes. He's trying to fight a mistake.
If nothing else, Bivol was before in the sense that Chilemba interrupted Kovalev's long, torrid knockout streak.
Tactically, he's countering, he's punching. But you mentioned the Chilemba light heavyweight.
The left hook for Bivol.
Beautiful fights.
Chilemba just landed a punch. Now Bivol is using the jab. Other than that, I don't see a good reason for him to be
Stoppage win. Then he will have figured out a tricky opponent who didn't cave, you know.
He's not been able to find the combination that puts all these power landed shots.
More intensity. I don't know how much of a risk that actually poses.
He knows how to box and he knows how to fight. That's what's keeping him afloat.
Spectacular. But I think that's what we're here for.
The right hand that you over here that could not have knocked you down. You feel me? You can't let him set up one, but he's so tired that he's just trying to throw the out punch you now.
Wait.
Okay? He's strictly throwing for out punch.
Левый на повторе, левый по воздуху даешь. Не давай по себе попадать, не давай по себе попадать.
Streak of limiting the opponent to single-digit lands in every round for the last 5 fights. And this round, we're back to the more familiar pattern as Bivol has landed 9 out of shot by Chilemba. But it was a glancing blow. Finally putting him away with a knockout in the truck.
Although in that fight,
Here on the boardwalk.
Kathy Dubas, main events.
After 8 rounds, managed to force a stoppage against Isaac Chilemba.
Has something to do with it. I think Chilemba's quality of a to reestablish his own kind of rhythm and distance and timing so he could also land some of his shots. Right. They have a history of
trade, puts himself at risk. Bivol getting the better of it. And now Bivol, as his left glove was being put in place. Since her husband's unfortunate demise due to cancer, 9 straight rounds for Bivol. But managed to get a little confidence and get his sea legs.
I think Chilemba also.
That's one thing about Bivol. He'll make no excuse.
He slipped a punch and Chilemba's way off balance through a wild right hand and then
moves Chilemba. Wide right hand over the top. Bivol continues his streak through 11 rounds here tonight of limiting the opponent. So the first major boxing card in Atlantic City in nearly 4 years is a sellout. She's a promoter, an old school type.
hustling for her. The bar is set very high.
And Isaac Chilemba, who came in with 5 losses and 2 draws, and Bivol is landing at twice the percentage. Produced the sellout tonight, and she said it's the Gaddy crowd. It's the same people who used to.
There was no counter from Bivol. He was happy enough to develop a little bit more.
And how much of that is because Roy Jones coaxed the veteran?
3 rounds to look at Bivol and see what he brought to the table. The most impressive thing about Chilemba is local fans of boxing.
And the driving force right now in the heavyweight division, as she represents as the promoter both Kovalev and Bivol. An easy guy to knock out. Ask Sergey Kovalev.
But Boxe did it.
And the determination he's shown to go ahead into greater self-belief and a more competitive posture in the fight.
I agree that Bivol's been winning the rounds. Last 4, although Chilemba, as I mentioned,
he's an extremely persuasive human being. One thing's for sure. Several rounds ago, we visited Sergey Kovalev's dressing room, and he was exchange. Chilemba
really promoted fights and fighters, and Bivol maybe is still a little green.
Going all the way back to the days of Totowa, New Jersey, and Lou Duva in the corner.
Bivol, but he's no longer dictating everything that's happening in there.
Fast combination by Bivol. In and out. Promoter Kathy Duva told us Chilemba has thrown more punches than Bivol in each of the last 5 rounds. Has remained and endured as a legitimate force in
fighter. Wants to be a pound-for-pound entrant. Wants to be the best fighter in the division. Over the first 3 rounds, he looked like it. No
excuses. He'll tell you, I'm still learning. Just to be here has been monumental endurance and perseverance.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hard Rock Hotel Casino of Atlantic City, all 3 scores go to the winner by unanimous decision. Still the undefeated WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry